All right, so I'll just cover a couple different sort of troubleshooting items in meditation. One, posture. Two, getting sleepy in meditation. And then three, the importance of creating a space and particular time for daily practice. So the first one, your posture. Again, no need to get caught up in there being a particular way that you have to sit in order for it to be meditation. But it is important for your posture to be awake and energized. This is a practice of seeing things as clearly as you possibly can and waking up to life as fully as you can, to really be able to be in the present moment and not be dragged to the future or the past, to be able to press play. So in your meditation practice, it's important to embody that notion of being awake and energized. So you can find a posture that is alert and awake. I like sitting in a chair and having my feet flat on the floor and my back straight, but not rigid. I'm not uptight, but just finding a position that is awake and dignified. And it can be helpful to, once you find that, to imagine a string that's attached to the very top of your head and it just slightly pulls you up towards the ceiling. And once you get into that, you can allow gravity to kind of settle you into a base that's really stable for you, that you won't feel like you have to move around during the meditation. And so it's important to have that as your base each time you go into a meditation practice, and that can help you be very much so awake and alert as you attempt to pay attention to what's happening really, really fully. And so that brings me to falling asleep. So if your posture is not awake and alert, and if you're kind of like falling back into the couch or laying down, while those it can be good, it can also lend you to getting really sleepy in meditation practice. And so one reason that could be is if you're sleep deprived, and that can give you information that you should be caring for yourself enough to give yourself enough sleep at night. That's really important for so many different reasons. But then also, it sort of makes sense for you to be falling asleep in meditation practice if this isn't something that you've done for a while. And that's because, so you go into meditation practice, you close your eyes, and then what you're doing is you're removing all of the stimulation that you typically have in your daily life. You're removing light, vision, you're removing your phone, you're removing all the interaction, everything that you have. And so the typical process, the typical thing that your body is conditioned to do is to say, oh, okay, now I'm going to bed. It's bedtime. And so you might fall into the pattern of going to sleep. So you can think of this as like a Y curve. And you're going across, and your typical conditioning is saying, removing all of these things, and now I'm going to just fall into sleep. Whereas in meditation, basically you're developing a new conditioning. And so when you get to this point, you can actually become more and more awake. And so it's just something that'll take time through meditation practice, but just to normalize the experience of feeling sleepy in meditation, and that you're developing a new kind of awareness when you take away all of this stuff. And then lastly, it is really important, just like in developing any new skill, it's important to keep things consistent. And so in my practice, I practice every morning for about 20 minutes. Don't worry about having to have it be that long. But it's important, especially in the beginning, to have a certain place dedicated to meditation practice and a certain time that you do it every day, at least for that one time. And so the morning can be a great time because it can set you up for the rest of the day. But to set up a place that's really nice and not cluttered, and that you look forward to going to every day as you develop this new habit of non-habit. So hopefully those are a couple different helpful things that can lead you to navigate through meditation effectively.